So a couple of weeks ago, APRA put in a limit on high debt to income lending, which kicks in February next year, and limits banks to having 20% of the loans they write offered to high debt to income clients who are borrowing more than 6 times their income. Now, at the time, I said I didn't really understand the point of this because it was quite challenging for anyone to borrow more than 6 times their income at the time. And the vast majority of loans we were writing were falling under this. Recently, some numbers have come up on the September quarter, basically with APRA's numbers on what the level of high debt to income lending there was, and they're pretty low as expected. So in the September 2025 quarter, 6.1% of loans were at a debt to income of higher than 6, and that's up 0.5% from the previous year. So previous year they're 5.6, this year they're 6.1. And remember, the cap that APRA have put in is that a maximum of 20% of new loans can be done at a debt to income of higher than 6. And in the last 12 months, high debt to income lending has increased from 5.6 to 6.1%. So that kind of lines up with what I was seeing in the market, in that very few loans were being written at that high debt to income ratio, which again makes me question, what was it exactly that made APRA jump in? Even if you look at things like high LVR loans, they're at quite low rates. You look at loans that are more than 30 days overdue, they're at 0.47%. So a lot of the data that talks about, I guess, the riskiness of lending in the market suggests that the lending at the moment's not particularly high risk, and particularly that the high DTI lending is quite low. So again, unsure why it was that APRA decided to put in that limit. And if they are going to put in that limit, why they put it at 20%? Because that's way above the current thresholds.